Gongs and bongs of the new year. Welcome to Mark and Pete. Now, here is a thought.
Hell's bells! Big Ben's bongs goes ding dang dong, like London's city song chiming all night long. But if it went bong bang bing, or even clang clung cling, it would be a confusing thing what bad times would bring. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, and bad times means new honours. But
Yes.
for Big Ben, it is 100 years exactly of live bongs on the radio. Way, we can celebrate that. But can we celebrate the gongs and the bongs? Well, it seems that some people are really rewarded for their efforts in society. But many people are still questioning, should certain individuals be given an award? Well, Clergyman Pete, we'll talk about some of them, one of which is the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, who is now a Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order. And what say you about that honour?
Yes. Well, these honours are given out often for political reasons. Now, the reason that the Archbishop of Canterbury has been given this, it seems to me he's towed the party line. He's on the side of what we might call the elite, the wokerati, the people, the privileged people who run the world. He's been on their side. He's gone native once he got into that position. He's been a complete and utter disaster for the Church of England. Has been a real failure in terms of his being a representative for Christ. But he has sucked up to the right people, and so he's got an honour. That's my take
so
on it.
Would I be right in saying it's the honours for the goners? Those.
Yeah, that's one way. But he's just been a waste of space. But of course, towing the, but not the party line, but towing the line of the people who influence at least the Western world. What we might people like they've got that group, the World Economic Forum, but it's not just them. It's that group of people and that way of thinking really have such influence that even in honours lists they're given, because of course our political leaders and King Charles himself is fully signed up to this way of thinking. So my think of it that is that, well, he's the sort of person who would be honoured, which of course makes it rather dishonourable. Who else is on it then?
Well, here's the point. List? Well, I'm going to tell you, because interestingly, that using the Big Ben reference, that the gongs and the times are a-changing, folks. Because in years gone by, many people would say that having an honour was an honour because you did something significant, as opposed to something where maybe, again, you are of celebrity status. So here's an example. We now have Dame Shirley Bassey. Well, accepting that she's had a long career in the music world, but does it really deserve to be a damehood? We have Sir Ridley Scott. Now, I know that he made some great films, allegedly. But the fact is that, again...
Some of them are good.
Some of them are good. But there are others who I would say do deserve it. I'm going to sort of call out one particular chap. His name is Kevin Sinfield. Now, Clergyman Pete, you probably wouldn't know who he is, but he's a former rugby league player. But what he's done is a lot of extensive work for charity, particularly motor neurone disease. And I think this is where giving somebody like a CBE, for example, is a good idea. Now, he, in fact, is a notable person in his sport, but decided to devote his time to this particular cause for a number of reasons, which we don't need to go into. But the fact is that some people, you could say, are deserving because they put something back into the community. So here's another one that is a bit controversial because it is political. So we now see that Sajid Javid gets a knighthood, and Labour's Margaret Beckett gets her damehood. Now, you could say, well, what did they really do, looking at the political landscape and the architect of downfall for Britain? Well, I'm not going to put it on their doorstep, but what I will say is that they did devote their time to public service. So you could say there's an argument that they did deserve it. Yes, but I suppose that just to sort of call out there, can you see that there's a rationale for that? What I really trying to make a distinction is
go ahead,
celebrities versus politicians versus those on charity, etc. Where do you think that honours really should be given?
Well, I think that the giving of honours does help with society, because it helps with the idea of fairness. People who do good things, give of their time and abilities to the community, we feel they should be honoured. There's a general feeling that they should be honoured, and with the structure of our society, having this honour, yes, chosen by politicians, generally, well, not all of them, but most of them are, but given by the monarch, given by the king, it's a good way of doing it. To me personally, they've been so discredited by people like the Archbishop of Canterbury receiving one that I would turn one down. So if as a committee looking into it, or the king is listening to the podcast as usual, I'd say, yes, don't bother. Pete is not interested in any supposed honours you might want to give. So I think that's a problem. That's my response to it. But I'm not saying that other people should turn it down. What I'm saying is we should stop this giving of honours to people where one, it's gongs for the boys, like Joel's for the boys. It's given because someone has done a certain work, say worked for the government, was a civil servant, and you've done a certain number of years, so you get your knighthood. It's that sort of honour ends up dishonouring it. Giving for things where it's obvious that it's been of great benefit to the country, or I think actually because of the way our system was, great benefit personally to the king, to me would be fine. Not personally to the prime minister, personally to the king would be fine.
Yes.
And so if you restricted it to that, came up with new guidelines, look, we're changing it now, this is all we're doing. So you get the charity workers, but you would get celebrities who were iconic. So I don't have a problem with, for example, with Shirley Bassey getting that, because she's such an iconic figure for Britain. Right. That I would say, oh yeah, you should be honoured in that way. That for me, that's not a problem. Okay. I mean, whether or not, obviously we, Mark and Peter, are big fans of her and her work, but other people may not be. But that's not the point. She has risen to that level of either fame or notoriety, depending on how you look at it. Whether you like her excessive vibrato and wobbly lips or not is it's a particular choice.
A big spender.
Yes, exactly. But yes, she's that iconic level. I don't have a problem with that. Honouring sports stars, again, they're representing the country, so I don't have a problem with it. It's when it's the jobs for the boys, it's the you help me out, you get your knighthood sort of idea. That's when I have a problem with it.
Well, here we go. So as we know, Big Ben had a great big makeover, and a lot of money was spent. Do you think that this is the time where maybe the honours list should have a big makeover?
Yeah. I mean, I think if it's not overhauled, then more people will be thinking like me, actually, I don't want it.
Yes. Well, Clergyman Pete, you've sort of stated your claim there that maybe the chimes are ringing true that as we go into 2024 and onwards, that maybe this is a time when everything needs to start sort of getting a little bit more real. And maybe efforts for awards, honours, accolades should be placed to those who really have something tangible to the community and to the cause of the country. I wonder what the public thinks about this. Chime in. Yeah. Why not?
Yes, chime in. Let us know. And make sure you subscribe by going to markandpete.com. You can just check there that you are subscribed, and then you can leave a comment on this and every episode. We always love to hear from you, and occasionally we will feature comments in episodes so that you get your feedback aired. But for now, it's goodbye from Sir Mark and Lord Peter. Catch you next time. Bye for now.